Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. I'm hoping I can get a few people to come on and watch my morning live. We're going to be doing some iron-on, but we're going to be doing it cut on the Joy. Good morning. And I thought that I could get a few people to come on this morning. I'm really enjoying this morning time that that we're doing our Joy demonstrations. And I thought this morning that we would do a demonstration of the Smart Iron-On. And I'm hoping that I continue to get a good connection. I hope it doesn't cut in and out. This morning it seems like it's doing that. So we'll soldier on and see what happens. Okay. So we've been talking about this wonderful new machine called the Cricut Joy. Here it is in all its lovely little glory. It is a brand new machine by Cricut. It's called the Joy. It's about 3.5 pounds and about 8 by 5. It's very sleek, very fashionable, stylish, I guess the word, machine. And it runs from a Bluetooth connection. The only connection that is there is the electric connection, but otherwise it runs from a Bluetooth connection using software that is designed by Cricut called Cricut Design Space, and that software is free. So for people who have never had a Cricut before, this is free software. You don't pay extra for the software, and it works with the machine. It works with all the machines. It's called Design Space, and it looks sort of let me just show you what we're doing. Let's see if we can't get our project up. So you can access this software using a mobile device such as an iPad, which is what I'm using, or your phone, but you can also access it through your laptop and your desktop. But because today I am demonstrating in my kitchen, my laptop is in my craft studio. Actually, not my laptop, my desktop. It's in a craft studio. And so I wanted to show you how you can sort of take your device and your Joy and go anywhere, craft anywhere outside of your craft space. That is what the Joy was designed to do. It was designed to craft anywhere and to sort of make a space in your life rather than you making a space for it. So for people who would like to craft but they don't have the space, or they don't want to dedicate their entire dining room table to crafting, that kind of thing, that's what's great about the Joy. The Joy also is great as a companion item for people who are regular crafters with a Cricut machine, and it does almost all the same stuff as the other machines, only a little bit smaller. It cuts paper, it cuts it cuts iron-on, which is what we're going to demonstrate today, but it also cuts vinyl. It cuts a couple of other things. It does not have any of the special features that the other machines do. There are, if you're not aware, there are 2 other machines, families of machines, I should say. There's the Maker, which is the top of the line, kind of the premier machine in the Cricut line. And it does everything. It does fabric, it does wood, it does, plastic and all kinds of stuff, cardboard, corrugated cardboard, and it has all these special tools called adaptive tool. And there's my friend Felicia. Hi, good morning, Felicia. So the Maker is like top of the line, and it is the most expensive machine in the Cricut family. Oh, we've got a friend visiting. My kitty cat Frankie's here visiting. Hello, Frank. So that's the Maker, and then we've got the Explore family, and there's a number of Explore machines. There's Explore, the original Explore Explore 1, which is the one that has just one clamp. And then there's, the Air 2, all of that, and all the wonderful colors. Well, this machine is separate from those machines. They do a lot. They do scoring, and they do all kinds of stuff. But this machine was manufactured to hit a different type of crafter. But that doesn't mean that regular crafters can't use it either, regular Cricut crafters. So it's more, think of it like the other machines are more like, they're like kind of the power for the power user, or for the hardcore user, I guess. And this is light, for the light user. And so I'm finding I am both, I guess, a light user and a power user, because I'm finding that this Joy is just really wonderful for me with what I'm doing. I am able to, I work from home, and I have lots of animals that need my attention, and I have a child. And so I spend a lot of time in my kitchen, and I felt like I was being like pulled. I want to be in my craft room and doing crafts. And yet I need to be in my kitchen to do things like cook and get everything ready for the family and what have you. So I'm finding this is kind of a nice break from my family. And I'm hoping, if you're just joining me, I'm having a little bit of a connection problem. I think it's my internet access, so I apologize if it's skipping a little bit. But anyway, so this morning I thought that we would do iron-on. We've been talking about iron-on, and oh boy, it just keeps skipping here, so apologize. I don't know what's going on. But so I thought we would do iron-on, and here is an example of something I did with a Joy. When I was out in Utah, we did this adorable makeup case that we got. Let's see, Brittany got it, I think, at Amazon. It's just a plain old makeup case, and we embellished it with this adorable lipstick and hustle. So I thought, well, might as well, this is what happens when you're a Cricut crafter, you decorate everything. So might as well do the other side of it. So I figured I would demonstrate how to do it with this really cute saying, "Babe, you got this." And I wanted to show you how the machine works with what's called smart materials, okay? So I just want to make sure that this is a good size. So I'm going to go ahead and get the machine going so that you can see how it goes. We are going to, and I'm using, I'm using the mobile version of this app, so it might look a tiny bit different than what you're accustomed to if you're using it from your desktop or your laptop. But it's the same, the same idea. You have to mirror because it's iron-on. We're going to do it without the mat, though. And this is what we're going to use. I'm going to have to move my cat. Okay, you're going to move, Frank. I'm sorry, but you got to move. He doesn't want to move. Oh, Frank. You're becoming my little crafting companion. Okay. It does, Robin. I'm sorry. It's me. It's on my end. I apologize. I don't know why. This happened once this week before. Oh, we have crappy internet, I guess. I don't know what the deal is. I normally get a great internet connection here at my home, but I'm just having a problem this morning. I don't know, maybe too many people on the system. I don't know. But anyway, okay, so we're going to use this. This is called Smart Iron-On. Now, the difference between Smart Iron-On and regular Iron-On is that the Smart can go into the Joy without a mat. Okay, that's the only difference. It's a regular iron-on otherwise. It has that, shiny side, and this is the part where, this is the part that we're going to weed with the iron-on. That's it. Now, can you use your other iron-on stuff that you have saved up from mystery boxes and everything else and sales? Absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. But this is a special product that it was developed for the Joy, and all of these companion products, including the Smart Iron-On, Smart Vinyl, and all these other companion products will be available come March 1st. The Joy is going to be launched March 1st everywhere, including internationally. And so that's when you should be looking out for it. Before that, it will not go. So you can't find these things. It's also available on Cricut.com and will be available for purchase on Cricut.com on March 1st. Okay, so here we're at the place where we've mirrored it, and we're saying it's not on the mat. So we're going to choose our material, and this is Smart Iron-On, so we're going to choose Smart Iron-On, and it does remind us, make sure that it's mirrored, because if you don't mirror it, it's going to come out that backwards look, okay? And otherwise we just need the blade, and we're going to load it into the machine. So let's do that while I am talking. We'll do that. So here's the shiny side, it's the regular side, so we're just going to load it. Oh, hold on. Oh. I'm going to put it in this way because there we go. Okay, so what it's doing now is it's kind of like surveying, does it have enough material? That's because the Joy, one of the major features of the Joy is that it can do really, really long cuts. Like up to 20 feet cuts. So it has to know that it has enough material in there before it's going to go ahead and cut, okay? And then we're going to hit go. There are no buttons on this machine, so you can't, like if you're used to one of the other machines, there's like a load and unload, and there's a pause and a go button there, but that's all been taken care of for you here in the app. Okay, so we're going to hit go, and the machine it'll start preparing. As you can see here, we'll start preparing, and then it will just cut our cut. And it's so fast. Somebody asked me, is it faster than the other machines? I don't think it's faster. It's definitely not, wait, the Maker is actually a little slower, I think, and it's definitely not faster than the Explore Air 2, especially on fast mode. So, but it is quick. It is pretty quick. I'm really surprised. And if you've not seen them, we've done all kinds of tutorials all week long, actually for the last 10 days. And we've done things like cardstock, and we've done vinyl. We've done cards with the special card mat. Trying to think what else we've done. We did infusible ink with the infusible ink pens, and those things can work here on this Joy machine. I think later on we'll probably do some more pen work so you can see how the pens do work in the Joy. They're a different size pen than the pens that we use on the other machines, because the blade and the housing is smaller, and so they had to make the clamp smaller. Excuse me. I think I need some coffee. Hold on. but it is smaller. So that's the only thing sort of different about this machine, is it does take its own blade, its own housing, and then its own pens. But they all those things will be available at the launch of the machine as well. So I think it's actually done cutting. We're going to unload it. And I'm going to move the machine away so you can see how I weed it. And just so that you know, like these products, the Smart Iron-On and all of that, they come in like a roll, right? So in this case, it's 24 inches, and I am not using 24 inches of the product. So once you put it in the machine, you're going to have to, or you're not going to have to, but you're best to be frugal about it. You're going to have to cut where the part where you've not used it. And by the way, this piece here, which is the extra piece, is going to be reusable for another project. So we'll put that aside. And then we just weed this, just like we weed anything that's iron-on. We use the weeding tool. It's the same philosophy. And so what we do is we take off the excess here. Let's do that. Okay. And we're just taking off that excess pieces, and just, I mean, there is the first big piece taken off. And apologize if you're just joining us. I am having a connection problem this morning. I do not know what's going on. I had this problem once before, and it keeps cutting out, and I apologize for that. I'm going to press on, get it, press on. We're going to press on. So all I'm doing is weeding the little bits of negative space here. So just weeding those little pieces that are cut out by the Joy. Just give me a few seconds to weed. And okay, getting there. It's not any more difficult than iron-on otherwise. I just I'm holding it at kind of a funny angle so that you can see it. And I don't even know if it's in the, let me just check. Yeah, I am. So turn it over, make sure I'm getting all the spaces. Almost done. Okay. We've just got one more letter to do. There we go. All right, so there is our cutout. All right, babe, you got this. And we're going to put it here on our little makeup case. And I use, I have all the easy presses, but you can use an iron with this, or if you don't have an easy press, but I have what's called Easy Press Mini, which is like a little, it's a little deceiving. It's a very powerful machine, but it's this little iron looking thing. And we got to turn that on. But it's very, very hot. You have to be very, very careful of it. And I wanted to show you how you know this machine is on. It has these little bars. You see, there's 3 bars, and I put it on the 2 bars because I checked the heat guide. I want to show you the heat guide. Again, also on the Cricut website, the heat guide, that if you're not using this, you really should. It's great because you can choose which Easy Press you have. If you have a mini, you have an Easy Press 2, or you have the regular or the original Easy Press. You choose which one you have, and in this case, we're using the Easy Press Mini, and then we chose Everyday Iron-On, right? And we chose the base material, which is 100% cotton, and then we do apply, and then it tells us to preheat for 5 seconds, and then medium. So here's the 2 squiggly lines. It says do it for medium for 25 seconds, and it also instructs us to use constant movement with light pressure, and then also to flip it around and do the other side for 15 seconds, and then we're going to wait a little bit and peel it warm, okay? And then also, if you need that information, it tells you supplies and how to prepare. It does tell you to use let's see, place 100 on a clean mat. Okay, and then there's another thing is that we do need to use our mat. I have this little Easy Press mat, but you could also use like a towel or something. That's fine too. I think I'll put it this way. And our Easy Press Mini is heated up. And I'm going to put this down here for a minute. We're going to heat it up a little bit, give it a few seconds to heat it up. Kind of warm it up a little bit. I guess that's just so that the material is sort of accepting of the iron-on. That's an important step that often I forget, that it's an important part of it. And of course, you know, mine is covered in hair because I've got hair everywhere. That's my life, is all this hair. But you won't have that, I hope. Or maybe you will, I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to place it, make sure it looks the way I want it to look. And what's great is that, you know, the iron-on material has a bit of a stick to it, so it's not going to shift around when we're doing it. So I like the way that it looks here. So I'm going to start. Now the difference between this Easy Press and the other ones is the other one has a timer, and this does not. So you have to kind of, we're going to do this for 25 seconds. And you're going to have to kind of keep an eye on the time. So I'm looking at the clock as I'm doing this, and I'm moving it all around, and I might actually do it for a little bit longer than the 25 seconds, just simply because I want it to stick. Now you don't want to overdo it, and it's a bigger thing than the Easy Press, so you know, keep that in mind. You don't want to overdo it, like, oh, I'm going to do it for 25 minutes instead of 25 seconds. No, but you know, it's 25 seconds for that area, and we have a bigger area, and we're moving it. So maybe like a whole minute instead. Do you know what I'm saying? So like 25 seconds in this spot, 25 seconds in this spot, that kind of thing. You could do it that way if you want, but I just kind of move it around until I really feel like I've gotten all those spots. And when you're working with iron-on that is like really curvy and stuff like that, you do have to be careful that you get all those little starts and stops. So if you were doing like a one big shape, it would be a little bit different, and you wouldn't have to worry terribly about it. So let's see. I think that I probably have maybe even overdone it a little bit. And we're going to stop, and we do need to allow, I know you're super excited to see how this reveals, but you have to wait till it cools a little bit, and you can usually tell if it's too hot, and this is really too hot to touch, so I'm not gonna be trying to take it off. I say that, but you know, I'm impatient, just like just about everybody else in the world. So while we wait for that to cool off, I will just kind of recap. Today we're doing Smart Iron-On, and this is the color, bright teal is the color, but it comes in, oh, so many colors. This one is navy blue, and this one is blush. It comes in glitter. It comes in infusible ink. It comes in so many other colors. Some, I'm not sure if they come in samplers in the Iron-On. But the Smart Iron-On is a new product, a companion product for the Cricut Joy, which is this machine over here. And that's what we're cutting this Iron-On with. Okay. Now you cannot use the Smart. You won't be able to use the Smart Iron-On in your regular machine, because it's sort of, well, I don't want to say you won't. I mean, I suppose someone's going to try it and let us know if it works, but it's developed for the Joy. But that does not mean that you can't use your existing Iron-On in the Joy. You can, but you're just going to have to use a mat. Okay, so that's the difference. So if you decide to purchase the Joy, you may have already been crafting, you may have another machine, and so if you have existing materials, you can certainly use those existing materials, at least the paper, the Iron-On, the vinyl, those existing materials you can use in the Joy. But so the Smart Iron-On is it's an addition to the other materials that are manufactured for our Cricut machines. Okay, so let's see, as I've talked, if it's cooled down. Yeah, it has. It's cooled down. It's cool to the touch. So I'll see how I am. And I don't like rip it off like a Band-Aid. I kind of roll mine off. I don't know. It's just from its habit, but I think it helps, and it also helps to kind of hold the base material too, to make sure it's all coming off the way that you want it to be coming off. There we go. And that's it. Babe, you got this. That's our Babe, you got this. This one here we did at a different session, but this is our wonderful, and I'll just get in close so you can see it. I mean, it's really beautiful. It's soft, malleable. I probably should, because it's recommended, I probably should go back and do the inside, like the back of it, just to ensure. And it does it tell me, yeah, it says flip and press for 15 seconds. So I will do that. Just, to be on the safe side. But this is washable, and it lasts a really, really long time. Many washes. It's not as washable as infusible ink, and we will do some infusible ink later, but it's really on there. It's really on there good. So that is the Smart Iron-On with the Joy, with the Cricut cut from the Cricut Joy, the latest machine from Cricut that will be coming out in March. It's cut with Smart Iron-On, which is a companion product to the Joy. So I hope you all enjoyed this. I appreciate that you stuck with me, even though we had some connection problems. If you have any questions about how the Joy works, or the products it uses, I'm happy to answer them. I've actually given some thought to having like a live chat later on this weekend. So if that's something that Oh yes, we are. Maria, hi Maria. Okay, we are going to do some infusible ink. We'll do the infusible ink transfer sheets as well as the infusible ink pens, because both infusible ink transfer sheets and pens they've made them so that they're compatible with the Joy, and also you can't use your infusible ink pens in this because it's a pen, and the pen again is smaller, and I'll just show you this housing. This is it. This is the blade. So it's very small, and it comes out the same way as a regular blade in a machine. It's like a little plungery thing, right? And it goes into this clamp. There's only one clamp on this machine, and most of the others have two clamps, and it is a very, I don't want to say basic, but it's a simplified system. The clamps, you don't have to push down on the pins like you do with the other machines, and they're not like the two clamps. There's no sensor. There's no adaptable tool system. It's just the housing with the blade or the pens, and the clamp closes really easily. And the width on this is 4 and the space that you can cut for is 4 1/4, but the actual size, let me show you. It comes with one of these, actually a 6-inch one, but this is a 12-inch one. But it does come in with these standard grip mats, so you can use the mats in the machine, just not with the smart iron-on, okay? But it works very similarly if you're accustomed to a regular Cricut machine or a different kind of Cricut machine. Works very similarly with other materials. Yesterday we did rolled flowers. We did these. Let me show you. This is what we did. We cut that with the Joy, yeah, it's okay, Dawn. You know what? This machine isn't for everyone, and I think that Cricut, the folks at Cricut are trying to reach a new market. We all have those friends that see what we've done with our Cricuts, and so Dawn's saying, she's not going to be able to afford or be able to get the Joy, which is fine. You have another machine, and that's a very powerful machine. You have a maker, and you have a heat press, and that's wonderful. And I don't think that the folks at Cricut are trying to discourage people from buying and using their other machines, but this is a new machine, and they've innovated it to reach a different kind of crafter, to reach someone that maybe they admire your work and they think, oh, I could never do that. And I think that this machine is geared towards somebody that, perhaps not a power user like you are, that would like to try, but they're a little bit like, I don't want to invest in an entire craft room with a machine and a big footprint of a space to put the machine. A lot of people say, well, gee, why would I spend, and this retails for $179. And so, we've heard some feedback that seems like a lot, and I understand that. Again, I'm not privy to knowing why they choose certain prices, but I do know in Cricut that they often will have bundles, and they'll have special sales and what have you. So that argument, they're comparing the price of the Cricut Explore Air 2 with which is the sale price, to the retail price, and we all know that retail price, that kind of thing. So, oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now, Dawn? I'm sorry, but I hope that you guys can hear me. So, okay. So anyway, you know, we've got different types of crafters in the world, and so you know that not every machine is made for every type of crafter. I think that's one of the things they found out, is that, you know, some machines are geared. Sorry, dogs barking. Some machines. Sorry, the dog. Some machines are geared towards these hardcore users, and I'd say the maker is like a hardcore user, because you can use so many different materials, including like fabric and wood and acetate, and I'm trying to think what all else, like really heavy things like corrugated cardboard and craft board, thick craft chipboard. Those things, they will never be able to do those things with the Joy. But then you've got the people that are just like, I just want to make flowers, or I just want to make t-shirts, or I just want to make vinyl signs, that kind of thing, or I just like to make cards. And so, you know, they wanted to take the intimidation out of those machines, and there's a big learning curve on those machines. You know, there's a lot to learn on those machines, and this is a very easy, simple, you know, simplified. It's not basic, but more simplified. You know what I'm saying? So so anyway, that was our demonstration for this morning. We did an iron-on, babe, you got this, and on this really cute little zippered pouch, and this was done on our Joy, our new machine that's coming out from Cricut, which comes out on March 1st. And it was done using what's called Smart. Here's the other side of it, Lipstick and Hustle. It was done using Smart Iron-On. And I'm going to continue to do these little morning chats, and then some other videos, so that you guys can see. Oh, and Maria's saying, you know, she has a maker and she has an air. And she's still going to get this for portability. And yeah, you know, I mean, I think for me, I actually have a maker. I have an air. I have an Air 2. Actually, I have 2 Air 2s. I have an Explorer 1. Excuse me, I have Explorer 1. I got all the machines. And and I bought them all. Excuse me, I bought them all. And the Joy I would still use, even though I have those other machines. I just really like the portability. I like that I am able to craft in my kitchen while I'm doing things like attending to my family and cooking. I'm a big cook. I love to bake bread. And so for me, you know, there's all these steps, you know, you have to put it together and let it rise and then come back to it. And so there's a lot of steps. And so what was happening was that I'd go in the kitchen, I'd do that step, and I'm like, oh, I want to go craft. I'd go in my craft room and then come back, and I'm like, you know, or if I had something in the oven that was timed, yes, they do. They get in the way. Isn't that funny? Maria says the kids and the pets get in the way, and they absolutely do. They get in the way of our artistic endeavors. But true, you know, I mean, for me, I am primarily, you know, a mom and a homemaker. I mean, not everybody is that. I understand that, but I am. And so I spend most of my day in the house, and I do things like cook and clean and craft and prepare things for school and take care of my dogs and all of that. And so I like to try to squeeze the crafts in there. And so I'm finding that the Joy is helping me do that without kind of cramping my style, and I still get to, you know, do my artistic things. You can hide in Maria says, I could hide in the bathroom with this. You sure can, because all you need really is a device that's connected Bluetooth and electricity outlet. Somebody suggested, going out on their deck, and if they have electricity on their deck. Someone also suggested maybe if they travel by RV, or they have like a cabin, or things like that, this is a great opportunity. Or if you're traveling, it's a great opportunity, right? Winning, and that's what's important. Okay, so Maria, I really like you. You're fun. We should hang out. Okay, so that is this morning's Cricut Joy demonstration. I will be back. It is Saturday, so I'll be back with some other things. I think I'm going to do infusible ink. I'm going to do some more vinyl. I have some labels that I want to show you. Let's see. I'm trying to think what all else we have to do. Vinyl labels, infusible ink. We'll do the infusible ink pens. We'll do the infusible ink transfer sheets. And then maybe I can come up with a paper crafter too. So, because I am primarily a paper crafter. So thank you all so much for joining me. I apologize for the skips in the video. It's my connection, not yours. But thank you for joining me and putting up with my barking dogs and, and all of that. I know it's not this super professional atmosphere. It's not like this wonderfully edited and beautiful, graphics and everything. This is my life, and it's crazy and fun and unpredictable. And I'm finding that the joy fits right in with that. It really does. So thanks, everyone. I hope you have a great morning. This is Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. Thanks for coming, and do join me later. Also, if you have not already taken the challenge for my giveaway, we're running a giveaway this weekend. You have to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, that's okay. Just watch a video or two and comment on it, and I'm going to be picking winners for an infusible ink pack, prize pack that includes a box of transfer sheets, a box of infusible ink pens, and a compatible tote and a compatible t-shirt. I'm going to be picking that this weekend, probably Sunday night, and I have several of them to give away. So do head over to YouTube and watch a couple videos, and make sure you comment on them, and I will pick the winners from those comments. So thanks so much for coming today, everyone. Make it a great Saturday.